Hi everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you for clicking on my video and I hope you're all having a good weekend. I'm back on here again, protecting myself from my neighbour once again. She just doesn't stop. She's still sending the smoke into my house. I think I've been on here about 7 times today. I've also wrote several posts about her today. I think if you go back and look at the videos, there's probably about 20 videos on this person that's living in number 23 across from me. She lives within metres of me, and this woman stalks me like a rabid dog. She does. She just doesn't take her eyes off me. There's a camera in my home, in my smoke alarm, and she does nothing but watch me. It's freaking creepy. It really is. There's also other neighbours that are as well. In the block that I live in the housing complex, we're all in units, and there's 3 units that adjoin my unit. All of these 3 neighbours have been contracted to take my life. They're being paid, they're being sponsored to do this by local businessmen. The justice system are behind this whole scheme. It's all a part of a cover-up. But these neighbours are being contracted to take my life. So the neighbour in number 23, her strategy is to poison the air that I breathe. Now, all 3 of these neighbours are able to send whatever they like through their range hoods over their stoves, and it's being redirected, diverted into my home. This has been rigged. Now, my housing organisation, St George Community Housing, I have wrote to them about it. I did that on Friday. I also spoke to 2 representatives from St George Community Housing earlier in February about the fact that my neighbours were sending smells through their range hoods into my home and using them for abuse. Now, it's a very sneaky, sly way to abuse a person, using smells, because it's something that other people can't see from outside, and this is why the justice system and these wealthy businessmen who aren't going to be wealthy for too much longer because they're getting caught for what they're doing, they're using these close neighbours to abuse me. And this neighbour in 23, she just doesn't give up. She's poisoning the air I breathe, and I need help desperately. I do. I really need help because I can't handle toxins. And this woman stalks me so aggressively that I can't live in my home anymore because I can't do the things I want to do. I meditate and I do yoga and things like that to keep my stress levels under control because of the amount of stress I've been through. And because she's watching me on this camera, she just attacks those things when I try and do them. So once again, I'm calling out to my housing provider, St George Community Housing, who are responsible for the range hoods that are in these units, and they know that these range hoods have been rigged so that everything that goes through them gets directed into my unit. And this neighbour has been told, I don't know how many times today, but the fact that she's not listening, the fact that she's just so obsessed with taking my life, it's very scary. And it's also very scary that she has a gas cooktop underneath her range hood, and she's unstable. So I'm very alarmed about this. I'm also, I've had enough of breathing in her filthy, foul, disgusting secondhand cigarette smoke. It's toxic, it's poison. No one should have to do it. It's passive smoke. Deadly passive smoke. Now someone needs to do something about this person. She must have relatives. St George Housing, you need to do something about this woman. She's poisoning the air that I breathe. This is an emergency. It's affecting my health. It's affecting my life. She's being paid to take my life, St George. If you had a water emergency, electricity, or gas, you would have to fix that on the weekend. Right now, you have an air emergency in the unit that I live in. I need something urgently done about this woman. She's not going to stop until someone physically goes and knocks on the door or tells her. Because I'm not putting up with it, and I don't care if I've got to get on here again another 10 times tonight. I am not breathing this woman's filthy, disgusting germs and cigarette smoke in my house anymore. I don't smoke. I'm a healthy I try and stay healthy. I look after myself. Why should I have to breathe this in? If anything happens to me, this woman will be responsible, and I've also told St George Community Housing about this so many times today, and I've also put it in writing. And it is emergent. It is an emergency. It is. It's air. It's the air I am breathing. It's contaminated with her filthy secondhand lung smoke. She's ruining my home. She's ruining my contents. She's been contracted to kill me. What more do I have to say? I need her stopped. So somebody needs to be responsible for what this woman is doing. She doesn't listen. She's so obsessed. She's so obsessed, and this camera needs to be removed from my smoke alarm, St George. You know it's there. There's a camera in my smoke alarm that the neighbours are watching me on so that they can abuse me. The Campbelltown police are also watching this take place. So I don't know what else to say. I just want this to stop, and I want this woman to stop. And I mean, the more that I have to get on here and speak about it, you know, eventually something is going to happen where people are going to be held accountable. And the fact that I've had to get on here so many times and plead for somebody to stop this woman poisoning my air, I mean, it's just freaking ridiculous. And then I've got the police helicopter just hovering in the background of my home throughout the day, on and off. They do this every time this woman abuses me, just to try and say, look, it's okay, you know, you can still abuse her. But no, it's not okay. Because it's St George Community Housing that is responsible for this smoke alarm and this the gas stoves and the range hoods that's over the gas stoves that my neighbours are using to manipulate and abuse me. You know, this is air we are talking about here. Air. I don't want to breathe her filthy, foul smoke. Not only that, when she turns the range hood on, The reek that comes through is unbelievable because the house, I don't know how she sits in it. I don't. And it's hot weather and it's making it 10 times worse. So I really need St George Community Housing to do something about this woman. This is an emergency. I know it's the weekend, but I know you're watching because of the seriousness of what's going on here in Campbelltown, New South Wales right now. That involves these units and these neighbours. And this woman's not going to stop until someone tells her, and I'm not giving in. I mean, I'm not giving up on my life. I do yoga and I meditate, and I have been through over 12 months of abuse from these people, stalking me and harassing me every single day, and I am totally in control of my emotions. That's why I started this channel, so that I can just speak about it on here. So, nothing's going to change St George. I'm not going to suddenly have a mental health breakdown. This is all set up, St George, okay? So, I need something done about her. It's an emergency. Either her family or St George Community Housing needs to take responsibility for her disgusting, antisocial, vile behaviour. This is disgusting. I can't even imagine doing that to somebody. It's deplorable behaviour, like it's just disgusting. What grown woman in their 50s sits there all day and stalks another woman and to affect the air I'm breathing? I mean, clearly she's unstable. That's not normal. And the fact there's a gas cooktop straight underneath this range hood, that's an absolute emergency. So please, somebody, do something about this woman. Otherwise, I'm going to be back on here. It's as simple as that. I'm not putting up with someone poisoning the air I breathe.